Radio Bula Duavata me Kauti Keda Vata mai San Francisco ki bura-bura. Sema mai ngai wase yani.
Totoo na ito muni bibaka marutigya may berto na Lautoka Teachers College Choir zero nang muli may na FNU and kabi bing grabe din tayo radio Bula Duavata ko nagkaroon ni wasawa sinon to bitokani and kabi ni singa Bukilulu na katin kadiyo ni singa pwede lang na po naman din doon bing grabe kamo ni siyama chukumay na kabi bing grabe din tayo si ni sar chunga mingo kailan daba weekend daba chunga ni bikimni na wasi ni ngonong go me atabo chukani na vitu nakaloko na kabi bulu binak kalsiani mbure walu binak na siyama chukumay watalang kinabisa kiusan na wai bulu binaka sakase binaka na bitokani karalai ni mulia theba na itani bulu binaka wakatala kina na iloloma diri awayani na partai sibuni tai kebiti mai sabsabu bulu binaka waisia busanti na ekabi binaka ni kuwa ya na sere taraba na rongo da mandani ngondo na itanlo baga dir loloma kila ndin tamara utu lebu sarbi kenda na ngono ya lebu na vekan tal ngai satu kita kinon rembula sorto mate sar Tukiani so lenga paka talaka ya donai talnoa ngo indon dormu de klabinaka gitu chugo na mate timinin ruang gitu pinaka main vitu nonra turang itumbu-tumbu gen ndon tedinra rawa lenga ndon paka talaka isa mai na liku kete lebu na talno ni vitamani artulanga tabi kendan bonga ke woi tandra langi ena eka vinagani kongo mena tomando tu ena non tabi baka marutaki sabar retaka lebu weekend endo marau tu ena ngonongo lebu talanga so tabi tu nandrendre ni mbula to kitaki na mbula ne tambeka siona ena bugu di paka talaka andu indu eso ena lenga ngoni sala so era lubu e wai so era seyali tunga me adobo na ngonongo ordan dupana numir tu na biyan bagi sangut si raili kina so e kota tani baka ira non rembula ya anda sabi na numi anda serang go anda kabi bing rabi din tai kelani so narani relate kina bonga ke woi tanralangi na itala no ni vitamani weekenda ena kabi bina kabi bing rabi din tai radio Bula Duavata 75 ena tini corona minute ena Pacific Standard Time nangono biketo e California.
Kaya lian Sala
Radio Bula Duavata me Kauti Keda Vata mai San Francisco ki bura-bura. Sema mai ngai wase yani.
Napalip sa turang kinamaram rubo kinangon leo kay IBA itondo ania. Ya nabungan ni kuwa enda na tini todo ko en vunuan ni ngabo ko boka o ya may na deep sea. Bako bidi manakita chung na bitoka ni en akab di bingara batinta ni radio Bula Duavata tapi mamando no weekenda na 5 na koloko. Bito mata itu kutuk ni biboli nagi bina numital na sere.
Nada masarama tambe bulikin ang tulong ng life insurance policy may Lincoln Heritage.
Sinangayaw sa nagkakira nito ta nagkatil kabito ni Agostita na 2022 o sangir ta kasarabiri ni tauna. Kami ngaya kina maga ngaya sala ko mana check. Sengat tali ni pera, sengat sarangan ni pera palilay. In time sarangan mai. So tantali warga tela tunda warga. Ko tunggo. Au saya lo wag bengo pa binakatak. Nakamban binakanggon na heritage link. Ni ngono binakasaranga sengat tali to nakay pakatar tutu na kena. Baka na kena pepo wog dito ta. Kami so mi nakiraw kena timber na vaka. Sen tu kena ila bulli waya. Minta samu kina kisi na ni maron kina ngona mojuri paling bula. Kakina kar takawado na insuo.
Kaya sarangan na muna. The Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance dondo nga so mo na-claim na lumanin ko sa ngubul ka ba newa. Kaya sa ruwan ang baki o tinapol singgaya ito na lenga, di ko na beba siya oray. Dawi mati sa siya nga. Raw-raw sar na baka leo po mo na telefoni. Text mo ay kinabas sa iba 88 tolu-tolu-85 e na kena itutubo matelelay.
Ito binunggu tati ko na hepatitis B. Kaya sangat tuni bakilaw ko ento na ka. May adabo ni gila itaura na hepatitis B test na madausaw. Asama ni lidula ni tataro ni hepatitis B. Karato sana tango makikina na nito matubabali mana matirero bakyo. Sa kabibiki na manila hindi kebi kator na hepatitis B test. Ritartar mai kina taliboni 527 ono bituba 582 sa sikona www.sfhepbfree.org na kenay tukutuk matalilay.
Nongo chisu.
Kinanumli bakang taga na liba-liba and anumdo vale, Empower and Southern California Pacific Islander Community Response Team, e bakaru taga na program semni somi kuiko, girmay and onurua ono saiba dua dia on.
Bila sa muli mo nabitokan na kami nabing grabe din tayo, gope din lang no, puno mo nindon nabing grabe na radio Bula Duavata. Muli naka, Trinity and Andy Lolo kila ni namdo sero yang, beneno ng bulang-bula, dasang gerong do chichungo. Ya apa nu binak talanga mai na bono lebu mai Canada. Mulu binak na matupal rokondiba ben rokondiba mumbulu binak kemu na pa lebu na siya muchung mai brother na kabi bin karab tin tai anu takin ni totok chung nabi tokan di mai na bono lebu mai Canada na kabi binak ko mulu binak talanga bi maramayanu lemba takai mena korturanga sek bakatalang kina mai San Carlos mulu binak maramakai latilat tapeta kay Sanaya Point may na SPC may nang buwas. Sige madala tumba di Canada ba. Na sige lebi na kanikuan na nama na noa. Klarto sana be kana iya. Tondo mo malaka bagorto na kana sa liway tu isa bebe ya sanaya. Baka nuni binaka tuyan na bugo di baka sige lebi tutoka. Daw baka nga taga chumbe ka ng unong se. Do sangke pagoro baka nga taga chiko. Nanduan ang unong leka mengo. Mula binaka be labi timbalay suba. Kira cuma na ser ni Bill Masi erando baka tarong. Na mga chumay anu. Na kabi na kuha baka nuni binaka tuyan bikim do todo sar na siya mo chumay. Na bugo ni Billy New totok ando baka tortok na sige binaka kuha. Iser ni talaga mo Australia pambulo chikay na matubale ni Masta sa karebuki na sa bole na siya mo chumay. Na kabi na kuha Masta. Baka nuni binaka talaga na mo ni koro baka turanga may na sele may tabiuni. Kapambulo tal chungay pe antora maramo kaunggo chelingoro ni sambulo binaga kemuni sandin dia talanga usangay reda mo ni sema mai totok talanga nabi sema digi kemuni na kabi ni bingara bin dai baka nuni binak talanga na matubal ng goro to sara may na korbo turang may na pumunti may nandi kapag talang kinabi kemdo ng goro sisters ndo siya matinggo mereke baka nuni binak talanga pe way siyang TV ndo na ser mertu na numikin na Childers my Queensland samulen dua si Melitamani na korbo turang may korol may witi ni bulu bina kanita baka nuni bina talabi sa Rusi Rasari na numikim do todo ko chumai o chose se wanga besi na kabi bina kanikua na CJ Patel may lami bulu bina ka ni bulu bina ka muni Joe Boli baka nuni bina talanga be turang ayanu Elia nan tapo mumbul binaka malo Elia apa ni binaka talanga di pe kuan na turang lebu go paten dambea na ka binaka go turang night sing matala funata pambadi tukinongo pate Elia ngai loloma ni bimbi warna turang ni koro lebu na city lebu San Francisco na eka bibingka rabi ndai sure jirtu mantan lembamboya lo main sau klan ni borobadur chiko na zonal finals ni Coca-Cola ni Dins na ni sot ni Dins en Mbakiongo ya rona sot ko Maris Vata ke na Super Grammar School in Southern Zone pagkatalanga kina may tay lebu to may London to may QBS gondi mate nga no udi ni batu ni mula na XRKS todo sa Bula pate
Mai londo ni mai duri matenga eno na udu ni batu imbole na kilai mai londo ni mai mai londo ni mai mai londo ni mai So
Radio Bula Duavata me Kauti Keda Vata mai San Francisco ki Bura sema mai ngai wase yani.
I
Sera mai baka wale tambua kira tona mate lau totoka na se rau ki matani se lala bekenta na kabiri bing rabi ni tain don domo senga ni baka botu kana tangi mele terdaba daru senga ni bi rai daru wiki lai tumbeka nga na ibola ya ando na singin ring makau sar bekento ya ukila ni baka sama sar tunga kina pembala penungkuta luke mai siar la na kabiri ni gua panu ni bilang tu na matubal na erbula na cimba kita luke binang na cimba cuma itu orang anu jauh sabo baka ni bilang tu ni bikim do to sar bioka ni mena Washington State na eka binak ni bingara pentintai bo tini katol miniti me ono na keloko en radio Bula Duavata ya sa baka turcungat na lebu sar cunga kaya tu cuma nonton ponolong manu bici lebu rapa kamuria sar cuko hoyan nonro baka turun cuko na mata bilawai ukila sa kawambe kan isi kan ni nonro na baka turun cuko kan bioka ni go katol na noa na itampai di maramba kata lagi na kanggung gilio na nonrau waktu orang cingan abuse of office waktu lagi na nonrau bagarita kami kaku di bagador na banggai be arton na biokani mai na university ni tiap ni Pacific klan ni andurikin na witness stand and signa noa andur nunggu sini ubi ACP tunrabu kabarita kacukin na bikai abagarita ki me nia sanga me abagadur na bibang gai tugun ni me kakuai asa ki kilata lang ni erdo kilita lang na na tux sa erdo kadi na tux na wekang gongilio ayan na yatar kilay ko ikina may na kempa di matibo lo tukay turang ay ya na sa patu bayan na non daviti na ngunong go sa rabanggang kay ngawir na banggang kay rataka nga nataka vareta kita nga maya ni sali butal chunga non rambuto kodi chugo na sarbanua abagareta gichugo abagareta chunga ngon turang na prime minister no boso buli may nabuso en boss ni san bak turang orewa sar relak matakan na sarbono medley withdrawn ATM rambuto kodi yan abang go ye sa ando tani ngembenga na bura-bura sa bisa ucumbe ka malua ya klan yo ira sarngango kutu chuga ni laban nonto pono lomani bichi ma bimbi chuga bikentan na dorpo kentan tantu paka sama taka tunta tu paka sama garun sember tata ka benton na taka paka oya taka buto klan sa tantu tu chuga kento me sa lebutu na dangele randa ti paka di pakuko sortu na potu pakuko na gele se te ni ndonaka nito sa dorpo binaka tu kota libala chuga butako ya na lebu na kaya tonton menta na para ramatekin lebu na kaya sondo tu na pangko sa lebu sin na butak ya ini kebakan na menta na para retalis tala menta na root cause na tape pagabuna ndo na dorbo mele butak pembuta lebu tu erani kenta bangko santo na ngoni butak ya nakatodo ko erdo tu kuna tega bunga mai vale dela kala sa lebu butak butsumbengan sa sing loman itu mai vale ya tombe kay na kabi tu sa posti coach nga mai anu muta kata na linggito sa may atong ber nga mai sa singokan si sa pagaliliting bek kana mustag na kabi so nakabaya ni siyang bek nintu ya tutun na lolom may vale so na kalalaysar kaya na tanan na si banggo turan le panangon yo fi bataka chunga indua si ruai ko nga sa siyang bek ni binaka chunga may kuribuli santa siyang suci ni nda kategori seranya yo o tugun chungo sordo enda tugun chunga sa libu juga ng butak ko sa libu juga nabibara ramataki pakai dori pakai dori suara tugun siang sa budi sangur nangon ko abang ko sa singdon men na libu na budi sarangon sa libu na tempat ni buli tunggo sa siya singa tumandangan dinta sumay kembali raw sar mo libuli nga pa binaka buli saraba kuko ano kailan tanto bibara ramataki tu gina elot sar no bakasa mano na posa prime minister ba tu gini sangi juga mandang merele sumai balatan ni buru-buru juga ni ento na buru-buru ni labu lebu nonton matin tu ya na tourism kira salah ko mai ninda ira ko mai mermai bu utak nang ponton kan wang bukar la ko mai ira taman ni business bureau do abu kena besi buru-buru si rando li tu kan nonton tu matan rendre viu kadi binaka vi ko itaki kona kaya andre ci reni bich ini ira ko ni bich merga le withdraw tel tu nei tiam tanga cimo kira talika ena visa una nonra eran lendu na ona leskin Australia si New Zealand si lesuma America na vai patena kutamai I had a bad experience in Fiji kembali sana rtuna palo suekede na white sandy beaches na Bula Smile na kabay Ya, pambut di napa buri bakasama. Lepo nangon santana nangon ni ya ko ambuta ko na sarvono ala kumia ya ke bakanda na bakili lesu. Na katudo ko pambuta na tiga bumbe nga mai vale. Keda na tumbutum bala tambe ni ertugo ni chuko sa lepo no don nangon ko sa singkana kuita bakanta so tabeliwe. Keda kuita ibale da kuita mai koribul bu. Hose pipe na beleti na dasta na lungo Sidi mingo. Io sono capato di weekend perché umanda ship ticket da bobinak enta ground ticket kinda bobinak so satu ngene bango sar singi mogu chung ngoni puli mai koribuli si raposta chung mi bal sabaka ngang ngati akina value ora chung mi kaning so ntona mata law sar zakabutungan na zakazakan ni kana maruana tu sar complaint tagi bango mai birna neighbors rabi sa lolo bir tal ko ngone tampang ngone sarngai mambut ni ngono pina kamenda sa yan rabaka chuki na mendua na iwali ni baka sa mangombaleta ratugunu chiko sianda sakila lebu ndona tampani mbula la chuku mingo sabaka susungi da chuku miki ndona matengalin ragini mbula na vude sa na ndokon toka sa toso takisar chuku lebu tu na baleta ngani rasa singi mogu chuku mikuru lot mai bali sa singi bala chuku bi mok se so mantaka na ndonu saya tu chuku bir nangon ko otapa takina baka sa sarau sarir tu mbekanga na postal gir tu nangon ya sianga pambutu mena kudi baya na bosa me lago tunga na bingono tu doko moto ni njina na bika warta na bol tambe bobuli nangon na puno ndon me lago kini setup sing zanga singoni lele saranga si tumpu taki chukumai sandu si magi chukubir baleta monangan kasi mikina na sianga vakandua ina lako tani mikina kembale na mbutako na katodo ka au wareta chuko na katodo ka ya sale yubuan indo naka enda ruasinga ni andrapo chuko moina lombo nanda rumah tu bale pokoknya melakta chuko na bitokani ena kabdi bing karabatinta in radio Bula Duavata moto na babure bakasama chuko nanto bitalo na kabdi bing karabatinta boy ono na miniti me ono na kloko vaka nuni binaka be atu naisa lesi na ivalu waka nuni binaka talanga be Jim Swinga mbulu binaka tavale waka nuni binaka chuka ni be kemuni waka talangi be na upasi panene lebu mbulu binaka marama na itati na inanta ni sa mbulu binaka mumbula binaka na bitoka de naka ni bingara bintai brother pia me tava lebu junior binaka sa lebu turang taltala na siama chuka mai zubu mai nanronga na eka binaka ni kuwa waka nuni binaka talanga ni be takaya olambati false binaka na bitoka na American Samoa kesa tiko na yau waka nuni binaka talanga be marida koloni wanga sista binaka na siama chuka mai na eka binaka ni kuwa usabore taka chuka ni mbulu binaka mel waka talanga na be rono biochin na erna bulo usabore taka hochi mai Seattle mbulu binaka di lady di moraga tevita soko kibaba langi ni mbulu binaka waka talanga na be oisianga TV baka nuni binaka talanga bir na lupi na buombuto na gelawai na loma na sana bukuturang na itasiri era ba itu mena koro na vese viti ke buno tani baka mimbi berto na komiti ni koro ana buku ni sasanga binaka sanga itiko na tara ni vale ni talatala santana sanga binaka vale ni tawaisa ngati bino siama chukumai na eka binaka di kotuka ilanda ni mbulu binaka ni ta malalanga besi yo klandi baka diri sar chuka na muni baka sama na ser sangi baka tangi tegochi mbulu binaka jo sabo ni mbulu binaka turanga yandu malo straining habono da kerua malo siama chukumai baka tangla kina be tawalengu tuvili ve koso nimbula kemuni turanga naita binang sa bole na siama chukumai na yakabi binaka ni bingara binai Susan Rasake mbulu binaka Susan binaka siama chukumai na city kemi ni suka mai lo toka isa sarato mistake kemuni chuka na nomu le baba koso San Francisco na kabina ni ko baka talangki na muni mato vale niko ko mais yasa baka ni binaka talangani be Melania o chowana barabi mai nanronga do sam bulu benaka Trinity ke anti lolo baka ni binaka talangani be Chloe Koto Isuva pasu binaka sa bole na bitoka ni chukumai na kabina ni kuwa bel andi ni bulu binaka baka talangki na be ben rokondiba binaka na somo chukumai na nungu baka bula ni be kimni na kabina ni kurupe ni zama bulu binaka na nungu tutu Mani cuba turanga mai roche, mumbulo bina kana turanga tuina moana ki muruga to sar na turanga na marama. Mana korbo turanga na moana na mate abin dau. Wakano ni bina talanga bisteri marama, mai American Samoa. Wakano ni bina ka be lui turanga, bubale na marewa i vale le bubale la likun rabi do tata ke na bubale bale yone ta dirua Israel tawake. Wakano ni bina ka na buku ni bitokani na ya kabini vinga rabi. Dai. Ya, dona serengo weekend dan dona singin ringi, mai birtou nan ron langi ke no to solo. Ise raum bega menda rumah ngandi Vata tu Ngona radio Bula Duavata. Voi tollo miniti me ono ena kabi di singa bukilo le dena.
Nano baru nganti kuya ana sana kuleta na domingo ena no vita bomba nganti bomba na teyatina ngundo tomo be ikona roya na ela tela ena no vita bomba Venta modelo si trova
Vengo tu
Australia bua menona Mieno tongu esinomu Bolinga Sona kana Vata sama Ngalili au nambiwa Memeado na mauna Selua na manua Nangana numa Bolikina Na evangu Isanomu Singa Amunani senong utaw Teiraw may nasa matabali May musik, may mamawu Kona nila boli takabeyaw Nong sama na yamogu Australia bua menona Yan ang togu esenomu Bolinga
Radio Bula Duavata me Kauti Keda Vata mai San Francisco ki Burubura sema mai ngai wase yani
Nangauna au senga ni tanrani ko mai tamusuka au senga ni kila ni alikina ve au kabura kami da non rabosa con beauty au meu tu taundua ni ko solia bakarua no mundo no movei ko ya kona numa
na no beauty au ko tawakila dia ni utangi vere bunini ya longu au makilani usala sutaki au nalako kaya boli kabuni taka na waini matamu isai wewe boli ningu sumu andi na yadamu
Sarabeka meu laki bonita kan
Rarawani alongu Sengani rawa meu bakara itaka Au na lasu taka boli Nanongu mara ukede e matamu Isai wewe boli Ni musumu adina ya damu Nanongu mitiau Kota wakila Dia ni utangi Were bunini alomu Au kakila ni usala sutaki Au nalako kaya boli Kamu nitaka na waini matangu Nisai wewe boli Ningusumu adina ya damu 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 Nisai wewe boli Ningusumu adina ya damu
Angandeni alma Wandi masara Namnamuni batu ole kilo Mama umutuka Ewele na loma buka use Nani unanua Awe tapu na namuni koro Au marumara Isafilo Ando moniko Tebaka Yukilani tau wakotu Tawani vedi naumi Engasena sandina Patali veya namamu Ibakaramu Ise komakanu namumo Rondi nasara Panua sautu kanai Iladinaka Umabakatala kwaya Ondawa bakamau Ndoromatu noe tabu mepilo soma dositiau Isafilo Ando moniko Tabaka Yukilani tau mokotu Tawani vedi naumi Engasena salina Patali veya namamu Ibakarau Oni vedi dormi e ngasa-ngasanina Patalia veia nanomu e vakarau Patalia veia nanomu e vakarau Patalia veia nanomu e vakarau
Totokna do mon ratou na matilo totokna se niwa ni udi nang garawai ni tanlo membali timbolo filo ya e na kabi bing garawanti tai sibi na ono na tini kelima na miniti ke balsa boto ko bikente pa sang bulu kelima na miniti me tapa non to bitokani bo tini kelima na miniti men to na rongodani o ya non to programu na nungu kalau nungu bonua arto bito bata chiko na isong lutu o ya na New Methodist Christian Fellowship na kabi bing garawanti tai e na tul sang ulting na miniti na non ta rongo tigani me tapa ni leizapa na non da bito kandi na kabi bing garabi ndai ya da nang ito man tiga non da bino numena serre ni oti bida ni tugu ni bibolingo
Wakai lavo ena Bagarobuka, Radio Bula Duavata, San Francisco, me Kauti Keda Vata mai.
So if you're interested in learning, right, our campaign is open to everybody. So we would love to be able to provide you a basic education on finance.
Kaya baka long binaka may sana kandua, sana tiko binaka talangana kena isaw.
If you are thinking that, you will attract that.
E na rao walanga ni tosna chana kemu isau, me bakana i wakatangan tangan ni nomutumbu.
Rangoda na imbalan-balan di Vaka sa Mango ke na bunga tele na nonda programo boro taki. E na ono na kaloko na via kami di boro buka vi kemado ya Amerika. Do na kaloko na singile di boro wai vi kemado mai viti. Wakai lavo e na boro buka. Rangodi kina na nonroi baka sala na kena daw e na vika wakai lavo. Radio Bula Duavata, San Francisco. Me Kauti Keda Vata mai. Nada masarama da may bulikin ang doon ng life insurance policy may by Lincoln Heritage.
Silang ayaw sa nagkakil nito ta, nagkatil kami ito ni Akostita na 2022 o sangir ta kasarabiri ni tauna. Kami ngaya, kinamagal siya ngaya, sala ko man na check. Sengat tali ni pera, sengat sarangan ni pera paling lain. In time sarangan may. So, nanti wara ka tala tunda wara ka. Kubertungko. Au saya lo wag bengo, kami binakatak. Nakamban binakangguan na heritage link. Ni, nauna binakasarangan. Sengat tali nito na kaya, makatara tutu na kena. Baka na kena pepo wag nito ta. Kami sa umi, nakilaw kena tuimir na vaka. Isang tubig kena ilabul liwaya. Minta samu kina kisi, naman ni marong kina ngona mojri paling bula. Kaki na kabar tagawado na insuang.
Kaya sarangan na muna. The Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance doon nga, so mo na claim na lumin ko sa buluka ba newa. Kaya sa ruwan ang baki o tinapolising gaya na lenga, di ko na beba siya oray. Dawi mati sa siya nga. Raw sar na baka leo mo na telefoni. Text mo ay kinabas sa iba, walu-walu bandu at tolu-tolu-walu-lima, e na kena itutubo matelelay.
Ngandreba na bay buke, ene kena semi na libo Senegas, kita urani buke iko. Girita may na empower ena ono rua ono saiba dua liwa ono.
Si bikin ono ina tini kawal no miniti bago binaka tagi bitokan ina kabi bin grabe ni bago ni binaka beke minito to sara na biokan ni ndo pato chumai na radio bulon dopat ndei baba to chubikan na non ta BCCB ke bang ni sangi siam chumai au tarong chunga ni beke mani na bugun dolan ron dola law ni merke ono sile chuga don nga ngon lek mengo itu nga ni singo sana sule ni kina polanga mai na buno ni siam tu mai kina au bulu chuga be ser siam sar chuga mai Chicago na kabi binaka ni ko ser bulu binaka baga nuni binaka chugani ke berto todo sarna le non matu bumale mai Sacramento bulu binaka be non nau bingara bital chungan puno libungo berke tu non family todo sar matu bala luibiti botala kina matu bala nandrendre na eka binaka ni kuwa kere chumai dona sere membale chi nairai baga binaka tu ni bikemuni ser binaka na siam chumai Chicago kemuni todo sarna nonta oni bingarabi chumai Chicago na eka bingarabi ndai waka nuni binaka abambul tal chunga ni be bola mbaliwai chowili bola siam sar chumai ai tutanki mai na ya tukuka na bale besar waka nuni binaka na nomuni ndo pat tumai kerna biokani ngarabi tabi chumai ai tutanki hotel na eka binaka ni kuwa. Waka nuni binak talanga bi main na tandulala binak sa wale main na siya matukumay na eka binaka ni kuwa. Siya nuli dapat talanga kina bi El Modi. Bulu binaka maramanay binak sa wale na siya matukumay nander anu ita gini totoko chukun na bito kani ki kemdo totoko sar na gangs may nander na eka binaka ni kuwa. Sai rusingi mothe ngarabi tabi chuko na tampan ni libo-libo pamboto ni base chuku mai punta na kabinanga ni kuwa pono ni binak tuen sai ke na nomu ni matubale tabale tudengu na ibolu rua mai na korturanga lebo isu poko binak tuen ni kemoni nogu kampani mere bugina bonua mai rewanga bulu binaka kali opo poko dengu bro waka ni binak tuen ni kemoni poko talangki na be marama weka va siti ritova siama tal chungana bono lebo merke bati ko ko sar chungana na bili niu na maramango na eka binanga ni kuwa sabalon waka ni kemoni tal tungani blow nui tagi ni totoko chukun na muningkara bitai mesa nanguri. Wakana talanga kina bento nungku kampani ko turang nama rambani kawale. Wakana nui binak tu ni bikemuni kampani. Na nomuni bili ni utal tonga merke. Wakana talanga kina berto na randini green be seli low. Malo ambula wakana nui binak tu ni bikemuni na eka binak ni bingkara binting tai na radio Bula Duavata. Chukun buku di baka samoya. Wakana nui binak talanga ni berto bito na wekantong ko sarang siamu chukumai. Auango we basi mata tamani balu seta reki mai na Griswold Place mai nambua bula benaka mai Nebsville nuita kini totoko chiko na bito kani ke nangara bitabi mai nambua na eka benaka ni kuwa Alice ngalo mai Bribon Way Brentwood California naka na itana siya chiko mai bakatalang kina be Lucy Tanoa baka nuni benaka be Emi Sauleta na itama ibuni siya mai Kandabu kerto na gangsto doko mai na Zion Shopping Center, mai na Gold Town mai tabua, na ekabi binaka ni kuwa. Ngolai sa bulokoro, dona singa banana nutu ataungo. Nanu mirto tu na weka na mai lomai biti. Timbula na turanga marama na ita.
Yada masarama da magulikin and doon ng life insurance policy may by Lincoln Heritage.
Sinangayaw sa nakakil ni Tutan, katil kabitu ni akostita na 2022 o sangir ta kasarabiri ni tauna. Kami ngaya kina magal ngaya salah ko mana check. Sangat tali ni impera, sangat sarangan impera palilai. In time sarangan mai. So ang terliwara ka tala tunda wala ko. Kubertungko. Au saya lo wag bengo kamu binaktak. Nakambani binakang ko na heritage link. Ni Mona bina kasaranga sangat talento na kaya makatar tutu na kena. Baka na kena pepo wog dito ta. Kami so mi nakilaw kena timber na vaka. Sen tu kena ilabul liwaya. Minta samu kina kisi na ni maron kina ngona mojuri paling bula. Kaki vai kabel pada waktu na insuang.
Kaya sarangan na muna. The Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance dondonga so muna claim na lo menurusang bulu kabanewa. Kaya sa ruwa namba kiyotin na polisi gaya na lenga, di ko na beba si oray. Dawi mati sa siyanga. Raw-raw sar na baka leo foma na telefoni. Text mai kina mas seva walu-walu bandua tolu-tolu walu lima e na kena itutu kumatalilay. Yavalata, dio nanggay Valata and Radio Bula Duavata. Wait talono te kina na bika membaleta na nondong bula. May weira na kena daw may natambanan ni bula so. Nasi na puniway. Promoda na bana kaloka na bika ni Two City and na veto ko ni Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance. Nakamba ni Life Insurance kanganiti kanda na kaywiti Amerika.
Ngandreba na buke ene kena somi na libo Senegas kita urani buke iko. Girita mai na empower ena ono rua ono saiba ndua liwa ono.
Na nonda biti ke ngasi ni buli paulange reki. Rungodi ena 5 na kaloko ena ya kabini lotu lebu ve mudo e Amerika. Tini karuana kaloko ena singa lebu ni baka romboka ve mudo mai viti. Ena Radio Bula Duavata, San Francisco me Kauti Keda Vata.
Endona mate kuniti wale bobeke anda mana wasa Pasifika na hepatitis B. Kunei ni ndua mana baya tini corona nini winua mana wasa Pasifika Amerika ni tobi reti kuna matembo na hepatitis B. Ongoli bwake na kenara ni betobi sena tobi kuna matini na venada se liver cancer. And then remendo kila ke sa tebi kwentiko. Me bakani sa nguso tini kene bakata kila se symptoms. Bakabo ke sa mbimbi na mate. Mbimbi ngone kila mono bakani kebi membaleta na hepatitis B. Peter mai kena telefoni 526 ono vituva 51watolu sesi koba na nondo to website www.sfhepbfree.org.
Wakailavo ena Vagarobuka, Radio Bula Duavata, San Francisco, me Kauti Keda Vata mai.
So if you're interested in learning, right, our campaign is open to everybody. So we would love to be able to provide you a basic education on finance.
Kaya baka long binakamayan sana kandua sana tiko binakatalingana kena isaw.
If you are thinking debt, you will attract debt.
Ena rao walangan ni tos na chana kemu isau me baka na ibakatangan danyan ni nomutumbu.
Prangoda na imbalan-balan ni Vaka sa manggo kena bunga tala na nonda programo boro taki. Ena ono na kaloka na via kami ni boro muka vi kemudo ya Amerika. Doon na kaloka ni singile po ni boro wai vi kemudo may viti. Wakailavo ena boro muka. Prangodi kina nanonroy baka sala na kena daw ena vika wakailavo. Radio Bula Duavata, San Francisco. May Kauti Keda Vata mai.
Isan din sara sana kuts kenta bata chungmai na bubalid na Radio Bula Duavata na biya kapito to sara. Kaya may na moniti kina bag rombuka sa bukil ulo ni kuha kembali matakan tar may sota tali baka talaki na na siga bag rombuka ta sa to talaga may na ngauna mendan na baka namate ni kina non da sokolo na kabina ni kuha na rongo kina moya na non rawing karabin na kasilebu kina rindin kasilebu na programo na nunggu kelo nunggu biti nunggu banua na kabina bing karabin dinai artung bita bata chuka na program ngo Oyan New Methodist Christian Fellowship. Kendo robyo kanin kontrol kami so tala na kabin matakan nung kusir di ba kumoti pa moti matanga kino be marama na ita sinati kurusi nga mumbula Mumo de talanga. Watalang kini besista marida kaluni wanga lusi tanoa wakani ni binak tu ni bikemuni sen lang kalimbiu maloyanu semi perani. Mai yala ba mai sasa mai madhuata sa Bula binaka na vitoka ni buli mai ana kabina ni kuwa solo turanga mai muri mai na Zion shopping center ke lolom vesuli bakatala kini be elis ngalo binaka sa buli na vito rogi boli na kabina bingkara binda sana zoki mandike na ito zoni bingkarabi ni no to vitoka ni na kabina ni kuwa kuningole tani da bakana mate na programu nangali zabo to bikenda na uti to bale na vitu na kabina bingkarabi binda yo pedela no bono munindo ni bingkarabi na sa bole na Bula loma ni bambimbi be kemuni gen no muni matu vale sautu bua ichi no muni bingkarabi na poni vita na hua na singa pinaka ni kuwa ni mothemanda.
Nongu Chisu Nongu Vanua. Warotaka na New Methodist Christian Fellowship USA and a Radio Bula Duavata San Francisco me Kauti Keda Vata mai.
Tuning in all over the world, and we say Bula Minaka from BT level here, and we are currently at the gymnasium. On Saturday, we had a meeting here yesterday, so we have been blessed to be able to serve you. For the last previous Saturdays, we were actually talking to you for our residents way back in Alodala Beach Estate. So, Bula Minaka, to every family that have woken up this morning, still maybe lazy on your way, making your way to the kitchen, haven't had any idea what you're going to have for breakfast this morning. Bakatala kina bekenda na bakarong tikuma na be korokoro, na be uli ni bonoa, be mata sawa, na matakalele ni singa bakarawai, na be mama ni bitu, na mataka ni singa ni binaka ni kuwa.
Sawa mbula tuko bekenda. Ena mataka ni sini nai, ena koko mana ni ada chisu. Aku bakal boleh tukani, ena asal itu kebani nonton benua, we korokoro, we mata bubale. Tak tu mengenang unci, boleh bedaka. Weekend anda tiko na biasa bura-bura. Eso, aku sa bakal boleh tukani weekend dah. Siapa tiko mai, live tiko ena mataka ni kuah, My TV, Channel 4, ni walisi platform. Weekend anda anda utale taka. Ni siataka ni laitaka. Malata na vital no ni kuwa nakasarangan tanda usuta ko na nung tamata bubale. Na be singa, be madawa, na be bula. Kero wakang bula tukani, lomani gymnasium. Isuba dono itu kan doni mami buli na leaders iya sa ke. Ngono binakamenda bi wasita kina. Isona kan tanda usuta ko lotu wakang mata bubale. Kapatala kina wakabiotini. Bula bagai labo na nonda bula bakabi watini bi malwai kabakata lagi na nambula ba matawale.
We came to Lana Barong to come and Tonda Keviti, we came to America, New Zealand, Vakatalaki, Australia. We were non doing dui, but no hour. Came in Bakarong to make in a year to come and a nominee screen. Window need to go can be candy program and other to go with. So we came in Wakamuria to my the program and every Saturday morning. So as you sit here together as a family, having your tea, and also having a good family time. It's always a lazy Saturday for us at home because in the morning we try as much just to go and pray together as a family. And then the rest of the day, after the duties, then they have the whole day to themselves. So it can be the same also for you, and we would like to greet you. Well, previously, on the other few recent Saturdays, we have been talking to you about life, about health, and also about the investment. You know, what do you do? What can you do? Or what do you desire? What do you aspire for your family, for your future? Not only for parents who have family, or family that is already created, maybe in nuclear or extended family, but also to individual, maybe still young man, young woman, having employment, having source of money coming in, on how you can plan that to make something out of it, and also to invest, maybe in a farm, or maybe in a car, or maybe building your house, or buying, a fully a property already done, depending on the power and also your salary that you're going to be receiving. And also, we have been sharing, weekend, full time, no pay, you don't see any salary coming, there's no tag. Nakakirwaseti ko ikukutik sa ramen na koro o baka tete o baka farm. Se ke baka ko tiko nando na sangasangaloto iko lewe tiko ngani loto singin do na tunde beko kaya la ko mikini na buri no milab na bika kirwaseti ko kirwe kati ko weekenda ni rawa matai ke baka ko baka bote na kalo kiro bambote na kalo. We actually believe in God, and we believe there is a God, and I know there are a lot of Christians that are also watching in, and you believe in God, you believe in this supernatural power. Well, all the more that makes it happen for you. So you not looking only at the resources of finances coming your way. You are believing that there is a God and He can do that for you. So for those of you fellow Christians listening in today, and maybe you say to yourself, okay, I am a full-time worker in the church that I go to. I don't receive any salary. Welcome and congratulations. There is a first step that you have done. So it's an investment in itself. And owning a car, owning a farm, or owning a property, it's also a reality to you. Even though you don't have any form of employment, even though you don't have any salary coming your way, either weekly, fortnightly, and monthly, but you are a Christian and you believe in God. I'm bold to speak of this God and speak to the Christians today because I am also a Christian. But for those of you who do not believe in God either, you don't believe that this God exists, and you just believe in whatever that you earn, whatever that you see within your eyes, the business that you can make, or maybe you're not at work and you're not receiving resources and you don't believe in God either. We would like to encourage you today. Look around you. There is an elemental something out there that you can start with it to make it happen in your life. So we were talking about the life and the health, your life habits, your eating habits, and everything about your life. Because we can be planning so much for these years to come. Years of achievement, years of ambition in your workplace, and years of wealth. The life, to enjoy that, it's on your hand. Which means we have been emphasizing on the life and the health. In Fiji, very high cases of NCDs, which means those are the diseases that you can do something about it. You can either walk away from it, or if it's with you, it's reversible. You can do something about it. So life in itself, as a family table talk, family is not the same when one is missing. And family is not the same when something happened. Family is not the same if death comes in between. Family is not the same. It's not the meaning of a family, the full completion of a family, the full potential of a family when one is sickly or one is not there. That is why we emphasize on the health.
You can't replace
health.
Family member. When somebody passes away, you can't replace. There's no person the same to one another. So and if your wife, if your husband, if one of your children pass away, you cannot replace, because that person is special in its own way. So we can plan life, we can plan education, we can plan achievement, we can plan owning a car, owning a house. But if we don't look after our body, then who will enjoy what we have achieved?
But since you say that, like you can plan a car, you can plan in owning or investing, I believe we should also plan for our health. You plan to, what to eat, how to live your life. You plan to sleep at the right time. And those planning are never part of the conversation before. And we would like to bring it to the table, on the family table talk. Maybe this is the time for you to take note of it. Maybe this is the time for you to say, yes, I want to live a little bit longer. I want to have a healthy life so I can enjoy it with my family.
As we discussed a few weeks ago, last week and the week before, last weekend,
Yeah.
when we go to the doctor, it's because we're sick. We don't go to the doctor to check
Yes.
our life,
Yeah.
whether it's okay, how many percentage of our kidney, our liver, our heart. Especially for us, it's okay. And the sato bimatasara. Sangay la ko bipono punuay. Kenda sa leng kasara, nagay la ko bitaltala. We don't plan that we look after our life.
Yes.
We don't plan that how many hours to sleep. We never talk about that. But if we go to a doctor, they will tell us the hours of rest, the amount of water that we should drink, the quality and the amount and the time of eating.
Yes.
Those three things. But for us, because we live in a communal setup, when we eat, we can have mountains. We can eat any kind of food and any time of the day.
Yes.
All these things, they can affect how we look after our body. And I believe this is the kind of talk that we're supposed to talk as husband and wife, including our children, and also in the church. We're supposed to introduce this in the church, maybe not in a sermon, but in a teaching style. So the church people, the church members, they can also live a life that becomes a good example to the people out there.
Yes.
Not only in our spiritual sense, but also in our physical sense. You know, that we look good, that we are strong and healthy. So we become a good example to the people out there in the world. So when the people see the way that we carry ourselves, the people that they don't believe in God, and when they see us, they are also, encouraged.
Yes.
But not only that, what about where we live? The house that we own, the car that we drive. And most of the time, we're supposed to be a good example in every area.
Yes.
And that's why it's good to talk about family talk on everything in everything. So give some lifestyle. We amend our lifestyle so we can live longer and we enjoy the life that we live.
Well, you're listening in today, maybe you're saying, okay, I'm tired of hearing all those health talk because you love your food the way it is. There are two contributing factors. Some of us, you are capable of buying, quick food or snacks, or even McDonald's. You can even eat McDonald's every day. You are capable of doing that because according to your earning and according to your lifestyle. And even then, sometimes you stand back and you say to yourself, okay, is this healthy? There are never moments that we ask whether it's healthy. You love the taste, it's easy. Fix your problem in terms of you don't have the time to go and cook. So it's always a take out all the time. Keda sa senga bandagan ni bikila etiko keda kina na balanced diet etiko keda kina ka mendo bandagan nakakana meda kanirawa. Those are factors as well. So there are some who don't even question what it is. They just love the taste and they can afford it. Etiko sove kenda keda sa sanga menda kana na tabangan daro ni kanirawa kenda sa kania. Na tabangay tiko sa roti kenda ya. So na tikini imbula baya keda singa ni rawa ni control ta ka sa tikini nondo bula. Iyo keba kayan dandambe menda keba kananuma. So na kaya ro ni bakabuna na bi mate sa to weekend tiko ko kero kai tiko na NCD se beauty ko bakale be weekend and na pepper ke na be kai tiko na Ministry of Health and na mate sureti ko kenda na baleta ni balbal ni nondo bula na be kai kania na nonda bakadengu na nonda garaba na nonda na ngonda and ndene ne kero me tiko na investment tiko na be kabi na ko ron to bana no mate babale e ko ron bakamboto no mate babale ko ron maro takabat ke no mate babale e bunga ngona dangule daba na bula ko kenda tau kena sai ko na bula ya me na bula taka na be kai ko to bana tiko mo maro takapati ke no mate babale so iko bakarong tiko mai na be sai viti na be sai burbur e na matakan sing vina ke ko barle be ke to na tiko na tondo ko ke viti mai America England na kakana solely lie be ke mami ke ko na bakasama bakaro kung gabole McDonald's kung ngay wili na nomule ni matapabal sa kanga bibi ko dengo yo be kemo ni imbalate ni solila rawa sar la ko ngay ngay also sunambula the takeout is always there and it's very cheap, but sometimes when you stand back you haven't eaten any healthy food, less vegetables and all those things, and don't drink water ni batambatanan ra ke baka isang nangunuay me baka na normal ngunuay and then don't know the cover, so ni baka sama ta ko vinaka nanondambula baka it's never there. And this morning, like what we said, we'll always share and we can always share. But the decision is ours. It's not only that we are trying to tell you, hey, change your life, follow what they say. No. It's just a family table talk, sharing. We've lived our lives. We have been married for the last 37 years. We have 4 children, 7 grandchildren. And not only that, we also go to church and we believe in God. And sometimes when we receive prayer requests to pray for people in their sickness, that's when we step back and say to ourselves, okay, we are at the receiving end on what has happened, to pray for somebody to be healed so they can live longer with their family. Why don't we talk about it earlier so they can hear the message and do something about their life and they not become a prayer item, but they live their life and they enjoy it because of the decision. Not we make, the decision you will make. So that was about health and investment. Today we would like to touch a little bit on relationship. Not only for a relationship as husband and wife, your relationship with your children, and also your projection on what you have and what you have planned for your family. So we will leave all those ideas and all those topics like a generic thing for us to talk about today, the health and your life, the investment on what you're capable of doing, what are the life-changing moments for you, and also your family. What did you do to make it happen? And for your family, what can you do to address, or what have you done to make the family that you own now? And maybe if we have the time, we have a few doctors here. We have Dr. Somalo all the way from Lambasa, and also we have Dr. Mbauleka. We will try for them to come and give about 5-10 minutes spiel on health. So it's not only everything that we are saying, you are actually listening to somebody who have studied for 6 years, or you are listening to somebody who actually live their life and it's their profession. So it's good to listen directly from them. We don't want to be doctors, but we are talking about our life. We are sharing about our life, but the doctors will tell you medically what is right for you. So as we speak on the investment or whatever that you want to pick on, we will be inviting maybe a couple or two to come and share or validate what we are trying to share with you on the family table talk that they've tried, or these are the things that they've done, and it happens. Maybe you cannot find our message relatable to you. By listening to them, then you'll say, okay, if it happens in their life, also if I try, that can also be mine.
Before we go there, because we have prayer line.
Yes.
And most of the time, when we open the prayer line, whether it's DG or Vata or landline, the calls start to come one after the other. And most of the call, 3/4 of the call is praying for sickness. And they can pray for their grandparents, both sick. Their parents, both sick. Or their uncle, sick. So there's a lot of sickness. And sickness comes from the wrong lifestyle. Okay, on the investment, some people from the village, they will think, oh, okay, investment is money. But there is an investment in planting, having a farm. And I believe there are some people that they will be watching today. There is a big investment. Because for us, it's okay, we'll always have a piece of land. But we never turn to the land as a resource that we can invest on. Especially the ginger and the ndalo. The price now is very good. But we tend to look at the white-collar job, going to have a job or going to have business like a shop or taxi. But there's a business that is out there, especially for the people they live next to the urban areas. People in Vitilevu, people in Teilevu, Netasiri, they have land and they can invest instead of them moving to town. There's a big investment that they can reap millions of dollars because of the land that they have. I mean, just go to Waimbau and see, other races. They have acres and acres. And the other one that they have shops in town. Their small farm is looking after, or they become the capital for their business. So it's there. And for us, it's okay. If we can look around and have wisdom, or we can invest on our land too. Not only in business of shopping and taxis and and other
You know,
building houses
yes,
there.
we actually talked to you when we started our family, like what I said last week and the previous week. We didn't have the time, you know, or even to sit and plan. And now I am 56, so I am going to be 56 on the month of April this year. And he's going to be turning 60. So we have lived a little bit of life a bit longer than you, if you're younger. And we look back and we say to yourself, okay, if we share the message earlier, maybe some people can take their cue and do something now. And if you're hearing it, or you have access to finances, you may be listening in from abroad, and then you say to yourself, okay, I'm hearing this message now. What can I do now to start earning now, or to start making it happen now? Like for us, it took a little bit longer. Even though I grew up in a family that my father organized everything, you know, give us pieces of land within our farm to harvest or to plant and sell our produce. So at the age of 7, I was only in class 2. He opened all our passbook. Those are the upbringing that I grew up into. So everything matters in our family. Like everything that comes, even though we own a shop, we walk to school. And our spending is not as much. And sometimes if you're with your friends, you say, oh, we thought you have a shop. You don't have any other money to spend. And I only have 2 cents for my spending. And I walk all the way. For those of you who have been with us then, that school used to be called Lautoka Fijian School. Fijian School back to Tomuka, all the way down to Tomuka, to our farm. And by doing that, even though the life was there, but that was just what my father does. And growing out of it, and even in the process, on our piece of land, he built homes or houses for my brothers. Na nangona kito tumadak tiki na kito sikila na vale ni nongo brother na valengo na nongo brother ko enga sendondua na farm nga kito was nangele me kito tetive kini wili kino ko kironela. So growing up through that way and getting married, because I didn't plan to get married when I was only 18. I got married when I was 18 years of age. So if you are in the year 12 and you are 18 years of age, that was me way back getting married then. I had my daughter, my first child. By the age of 26, I had all my children. And by the age of 39, I had my first grandchild. So my walk into life and introduced into life is very young and exposed faster. When that was happening, when we got married, I didn't take on what I learned from my father. If my father is doing that, I can also take with me. So for me, it was trial and error. Even the piece of land, our farm, and I know my brothers and my sisters actually listening in at one point in time, you'll get to hear this as well. We had these acres of land. When we grew up and make our living and make our life, we all left our land, our farmland, way back in Tomuka. We had about 7 acres. And we continued with our life. And we left behind that, you know, family piece of land. And until somebody came and asked and said, you have 2 houses there. You have your land there. Can we use it? So we gave it. And now, when I come and start my family, I was only age 18, remember. When I married, or when we got married, straight after that, a few months after that, I bought our first car. So that started to come back, the upbringing that I grew up from. So every money, it's worth. Now, $1, it has a worth, it has a value. Every little money that comes, I have to write it down. Where did I use that money? What did I do with that money? So from there on, we built up. We had a rental car, or we had a taxi, we have a hired car, and we have a shop at lot 27 in TV Road in Kinoya. For those of you in those days can remember the little shop in that corner. It's basically opposite the current police post now. And that's where we were renting. We were renting, but we opened a shop there. And growing up, until the conviction just came. So with that early moments of life, there are situations around us that made us do. So we were moving back to Nandi because we work for the airline. And by having the brief, having those briefing from the company, made us bought that property, bought that land, build a home. So there are conditions and situations or workplaces or having a fellowship that have ushered us to do what we did. But for you to listen to it every Saturday, I believe this is a good time for you to take ownership and say to yourself, challenge yourself, can I do that? Don't look at your resources, but as you dream and aspire bigger and you write it down, it becomes a dream all the time and it becomes an achievement all the time. And in your mind, whatever that you do, you know, you believe that that can happen. motakava. Au balubieni tiko bertono lubemo sabolien dona motoka o bolia na farm o sadaka dona kana vale ko tiko kina e mundo se vale rende se vale ni matenitu vale ni kambani e na taro o bakambote dona menda pakatarongi kenda kina beleta tiko na nonda itavi sangwala ngana nonda bula nonda mata po vale menda me maro takatang na nonda bula. I mean, you have been blessed with your work. You have been blessed with your family. So you need to sit down and talk about it. We never used to talk about it much as length, but now we do. And years back, I think about 15 years back, we talk about what we are doing, where we are going, and the plans that we have, our children. And even I call all my grandchildren, not all. I have 3 grandsons that come from a broken home. My eldest daughter have these 3, sons. They're handsome sons. And I value them so much in my life. So I held their hands. We had one of those meetings this week. Look, your dad is happily married and have his own family, and your mom don't have time for you. But you need to stand up today and don't allow that situation to define you. Rise up, trust in God, believe in God. You're still young. One is in year 11, going on to year 12. One is in year 9, going on to year 10. One is in year 8, going on to year 9. And I said, write your list and say to yourself, no, I am God. And I told them, Nana is not getting any younger. Nana is going to die one day. But I will make sure whatever strength that I have, whatever that I can do, and those are the kind of talks that we don't usually have at home. We live life like there's no tomorrow. And if you die today, do you ever ask yourself, where will my family go? What will happen to my children? Those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. If you really love your family, then stand still and start asking, what am I doing? Where am I going? If something happened to me, if something happened to my workplace where the money is coming in, I have family table talk, please take the time, relook at your family, challenge your heart, and say to yourself, how much do I love for my family? How much do I care for my family moving forward?
Lebunang na bikenda na loto barong tu dua kenda planser tu na malangi donu gori na edamo sabola ini bola nimbula wakam bauti cisunga lo malangi according to the book ya kenda sini planta ka tu na pulango. So when dad or mom died and they are the only source of income, yes, how can we prove that our God look at us because we are struggling? Yeah. We are struggling. We move from one house to another house to another house. Some people, even the wife of Talatala, when Talatala died, they don't know what to do. They can't put food on the table, yeah, because we never plan. This is the time to plan. God gave us, yeah, the mind to plan. And when we plan about our physical life. Yes. We plan about our mental life. That's why we go to school. That's why we go to kindergarten, primary school, yes, secondary school, or to the workforce area, or to tertiary and university. That is planning. Yeah. So when we have money, I remember my brothers, they have good job. Most of them, they are given the government quarters. But when we got married, we bought a piece of land and we built a house. And we own a house even earlier than my brothers. They've been working, good money, good pay, good position. It was a planning because we live in Nandi and all my family in Suba. Most of the time, we're not speaking down on family and the workers and the Vivekani. But sometimes the workers and the Vivekani and our social lifestyle become a barrier for us to see our tomorrow. So we are not planning well. So forget about saving. Because we receive our pay today, by Monday, say today is Saturday, or we receive our pay yesterday or Thursday. By Monday and Tuesday, we start to katsiling again, asking for bus fare, because there was no planning. And this is the kind of thing that we never hear 10, 15, 20 years ago. The family table talk. That's why I always emphasize, my TV family table talk is something that encourages us to live a life that is according to the planning that we have. Because we are looking forward to the future. We are looking forward to provide the roof onto our families, our children. Because I don't want to pass this life and my children don't know where to go, what to do. I don't want that. When I live this life, I'm 60. According to the Bible, I have 70 years. No, that means 70 minus 60 is 10. And God normally, if we look after our body, will give bonus. Maybe 72, 73, 74, 75. Those are bonuses. The Bible says 70. And 80, sa kani also. So for me, personally, I got 10 years in front of me.
Yeah, but I want to live until 80 or 90. I want to see my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren.
So when you are planning, these 10 years for me is very short. Short with my family, short as a taltala, as an evangelist, it's very short for me.
Yes.
So I have to do a lot of things. Ecclesiastes, according to Ecclesiastes, Solomon is in taltala. Solomon is in profita. Solomon is doing abagata kikoya. Gay kai tu indura tui. Ka kuni bagararabi kina no mubuku kina no muyal matua. Pagaronga tagabi choba. Kembali tu no kwa. Bertani bulu-bulu senga kina dagdaka, senga kina nabuku, senga kina bakasama. Kembali ko baga degree ko baga masters, eta todo nga ni bulu-bulu. Kembali ko sa plenty ko, the kabasar naka, do everything that you have to do this life and do it properly. And do it to the best of your ability. If you invest building houses, build a lot of houses. If you are a rugby player, play as much as possible and keep your body good so you can play and play. I spoke and prayed over one rugby player in Paris. And I said, if you look after your body and you live a life, you can play top rugby right up when you pass 40. So it's planning. The food that you eat and the lifestyle that you live.
We actually invite a couple. They are seated with us here today, Mr. and Mrs. Malani, and they actually have things to share with you. I will leave everything for them to share. We try to get as much examples of people who have changed their decision or do something about their life on their earning, on their spending to make it happen. They were both high school teachers, not only normal teachers, they are principal and also a vice principal of prestige schools. So it is more practical, relatable to you, not only what we are saying, but also we have people who have tried, what did they do? So if you can, get yourself to relate to the things that we are trying to share with you, maybe you can relate to some other stories. So we will have them, and also we will try to get another two couples. One to speak on the relationship, on what they do, what they did to make it happen. They are here to speak and share anything out of their heart. They can touch on both, either on the relationship or on their finances. What did they do right to make it happen until today? They are also grandparents, and they are parents of beautiful children. So we will give this time to them to share. And Mr. and Mrs. Malani, now when you're on the forum, if you can just share briefly on how you have lived your life from when you started work. We're talking about finances, eh? Nabi kakemro the kaba, nabi kakemro dolako the ruma, ni kemro mebiso takasona kakemro mi the kaba, and what happened?
Praise the Lord. Eh? My name is Tusating Malani. I'm from Tumbul Kambalau, and I was brought up from my mother's hometown in Nawa, because my mother is from Ngalo and Sierra. When I graduated as a school teacher, primary school teacher, in 1986, my plan was to not to get married for 5 years, first 5 years. For me to save money, build a house, buy a car, and then by then we were friends. Eh? And she's from Bonolebu. She was brought up in the village. I was brought up in the suburbs of Nusuri when I was in year 11. Praise the Lord, eh? Because my mom and dad, they were both school teachers, and they taught around the vicinity of Telebu South, Nusuri, from Vata to Mokani, all this. Praise the Lord, eh? So, I was still starting my saving. In my second year, I used to have fixed deposits in account in NZ, Missouri. Accidentally, in one of the second week's 2 weeks holidays, Randini, when she was still my girlfriend, she came to Suba from Bunalevu, and I met her in Suba. We visited a nightclub, and then we ended up home. And in the morning, my dad told me, "You brought one girl last night." Yeah, she's my girlfriend. Okay. She won't go back to the village. It was Christmas holidays. She won't go back to the village because of what you have done. You have to buy one hulo tambua. Praise the Lord, eh? And they went for the mbulumbulu, and I paid for from the money I was saving in the bank, I paid for all the expenses. They went by boat to Sabsabu, Sophie, one taxi from Sabsabu to a village in Buddha, do all the culture thing. And Ranjini was there at home, and then we got married December 1987.
This is really good on what they're sharing. If you can relate to what he is sharing with you today, the decision you make. He had plans to save, but other things, come in the way. And listen to him on what did they do from that time. Initial plan, so you can be sitting on the same